While I stand behind my previous build video about the best center for solo rec, I've been looking for a specific type of build since I started playing 2K this year, and it's the tallest center possible with Playmaking Takeover. And I finally found it. I actually found two. So it uses a glitch method, so we're just going to get into it as fast as possible and make sure we get this done quickly. So first you're going to go to settings and make sure that your units of measurement is on metric to start. I'm going to go into the My Player Builder here. And it's kind of glitched right now. Then create a new build. Doesn't matter if you rebirth it or not. Gonna make a center. Now that matters. So to start, you're gonna lower the weight down to minimum, which is gonna be 97. Then you're gonna up the height to 2.17 meters. Up the wingspan, 2.39 meters. Then change the body shape to defined. Then you just max out every attribute. So once you're done maxing out the attributes, you're going to go to next screen to takeovers, and you're just going to choose the first ones possible, get the build done. And you're going to go all the way to the right here to edit build. Then press B or circle to get back to the main menu. Go to features and settings, and then change it back to Imperial. Once you're done with that, you're gonna go back to the build you just made. This is the one that you can rebirth because this is the actual build you're gonna make, but it really doesn't matter because you're just making the build. To test out to see if it worked, you're gonna lower the weight. If you can go below 225, then you did it correctly. So I actually have two made already of the two build types that I think are the best with this. One is for more solo players that you're playing center, but you know you're gonna need to stretch the floor. And then the other one's more comp style, something more for the pro-am guys. Something more for people with a set squad, you know, people who are just grinding with other competitive players. So first we're going to cover the one for, you know, solo rec players, solo park players, old gym, anything like that. So that's going to have 93 close shot to get you Hall of Fame Grace Under Pressure, which is necessary for any interior style big, any type of large center. You're going to go 96 driving layup to get the most badges possible. 76 driving layup to get the most badges, 75 driving dunk for the Giannis dunk package, big man contact alley-oops, and then you're also going to get 90 standing dunk for pro and elite big man contacts. Then it's 80 mid-range to make sure you get that Hall of Fame sniper. 75 3 is good enough. If you're a really good shooter, you'll be able to shoot anywhere on the court. You're going to be more effective in the corner because you're going to have silver corner specialist, and since you only have bronze catch and shoot, it's going to be a lot harder to make whites or any type of contested shot, especially with bronze deadeye. Then you're going to up your pass accuracy to 90. You're going to get gold dimer, post playmaker, floor general, all that stuff. And you're going to need to raise your ball handling and speed with ball up to 50 and 46 to make sure that you still do get Playmaking Takeover. So to ensure that you actually get Playmaking Takeover, you actually have to make your build with no interior defense. I know it sounds counterintuitive since you're playing as a big center, but it makes up for it with the 98 block. And with the way interior defense works this year, you essentially have to block everything inside anyways. Plus you're going to have Hall of Fame Intimidator. So it's really a non-factor in that point, especially considering you're 7-2, but it is something to consider since you won't be able to get brick wall or post lockdown, anything like that. So any type of post score will probably have its way with you in terms of moving you, but you'll still be able to stop it. So your 60 perimeter defense will make you passable as a perimeter defender. You won't look like Rudy Gobert out there, but I mean, probably don't try to switch on the guards for the most part. And then your 76 steal, you're gonna get silver ball stripper, and then you can also get bronze pickpocket, which will help deal with the post scores. And obviously you'll have interceptor, which is just a great badge. You can just steal everything. You're big already, so. And obviously with the block, high block, you get every blocking badge at the cheapest possible badge count, which is very nice. And you're going to be looking at 91 for both the reboundings. You do this so that you get the lowest possible badge count to get the actual rebounding badges, like Worm here. And in my opinion, I've run 91 rebounding with gold rebound chaser pretty much all year, and I can get 10, 15, 20 rebounds no matter who my matchup is. So it's really you're not losing anything in terms of being an actual center. So that's why I always prefer this type of build. And then you're going to max out the physicals here, but my preference, being able to stretch the floor, has been challenged by this build that I've made. Because you can see here, you get Playmaking Takeovers, which is awesome at 7-2. In Takeover, especially if you run Juice, you're going to have 70 ball control or ball handling, which will be nice. But the reason that I'm willing to stray away from a stretch big here is because what the other variant of this build is, which is going to be obviously another 7-2, but you're going to up the weight to 235 and max your wingspan, and you can max out your interior 99, 76, 75, 99, right? You're going to have no shooting at all, but you will have some free throw there. Then with your pass accuracy maxed out, you actually gain a badge point essentially. Gain 2 badge points, because Dimer drops from costing 5 to 4, and you gain another badge point. Plus, you get Hall of Fame Post Playmaker. Now, while these badges don't stack, like you're not going to get Post Playmaker and Dimer activated at the same time, they're equally effective in creating offense out of kick-out situations. So that's really nice. And then, again, just like the other build, you're going to get glue hands because your ball handling's so high. You're not going to have as high of speed with ball with this version of the build, but I mean, either way, it doesn't matter because you shouldn't be dribbling in the first place. Then this is all just maxed out. It's just all maxed out. Straight 99s, block, rebounding, all 99s. Steal's still going to be high. Perimeter defense is a little bit lower because you're heavier, and you're also going to be a little slower as well. But I mean, it's effectively the same build in that department. Acceleration is useless on anything but ball handlers because it only affects your speed when you have the ball. Your strength is going to be a little higher, vertical is going to be a little bit lower, but that it's a difference of 2, and you're 7'2", and you have 2 more inches in wingspan. So it really doesn't matter in that department. But the only issue that I have with this type of build, or at least with the way it's set up right now, is that you have absolutely no post scoring. Even as a stretch, as a perimeter style of play from the center, even as a pure interior, if you're not playing with good people, like, you're going to be pretty much useless on offense, especially considering that this build gets no interior, so you're going to have no brick wall. It's going to be really hard for you to find your own offense. So especially this one is a lot more dependent on your team in terms of contributing on the offensive end. The other one, you can be a stretch, so you just stand in a corner and force your matchup, right, to either guard you or, give up points. So I'm going to give you a preview of what badges you could be looking to run, depending on which one of these you decide to make, or any variant of this that you come up with. First one's going to be for the stretch one. Obviously, I didn't talk about takeovers. Okay, so in terms of takeovers, you're going to get all the playmaking ones if you get any of them. So my preference is ratings boost as your first takeover, you're probably going to get that within 2 or 3 rebounds and a block or an assist or so. And then for your secondary takeover, you either run that again so that it goes for longer, or if you're confident in your ability to get dual takeover consistently, you run badge boost. So ratings boost is basically Hall of Fame floor general. It's just a free Hall of Fame floor general. And like I said before, you're going to get it very quickly. So you're essentially walking around giving your team +4 with this, and then depending on how you run your badges, it could be another +3, +2, +1. So you're really helping your team out in that department, which is why I've wanted a playmaking center build for so long, considering how the game is played now. And then badge boost just raises their offensive badges by 1 tier when you pass them the ball when your takeover is active. So if you get a rebound and you kick the ball out to somebody who has gold catch and shoot, right? When they catch the ball off of your pass, they're going to have Hall of Fame catch and shoot. And then obviously if it's your secondary takeover, they already have the +4, and they're going to be getting post playmaker boost as well. And then if you want to switch it up, you can always put on sharp takeover and then rebounding takeover. And then if you run both of those with juice, you're looking at a very good build in terms of being a rebounding stretch type of build. But I mean, that's just if you're struggling personally, like if you're having a hard time getting rebounds over other centers, if you're having a hard time greening your shots or making your open shots as a center, then you put those on, you put juice takeover on, and you're looking at an 85 3 ball and obviously a 99 rebound on both ends. Plus, additionally, you have like, what is that? It's going to be 85. No, this build actually, you're going to have 87. Yeah, 87 vertical. So you're really going to be getting up there. Anyways, to the badges. So first, for finishing, you definitely need Hall of Fame fast twitch and grace under pressure. Those are non-negotiable in any capacity. If you're going to be scoring inside on a center build and you have the option, you get fast switch and grace under pressure. Now, my preference is to make posterizer and rise up as high as possible. I can understand people who don't. If they put it on bronze, they put it on silver so they can get other badges up. But my preference is to always get those just in case. Obviously, you made a build that can get pro and elite contact dunks. So you're going to want to be able to get contact dunks under the basket. And then from here, you can look at something like Mouse in the House. Mouse in the House, for this build specifically, is going to activate against anybody who is 6'11 or shorter. For 7'3s, it activates against 7-footers. Basically, you need to know 3 inches is a difference. I'm pretty sure. It might be 4, actually. 3 or 4 inches. Either way, I don't know if it's really worth it, depending on who you're playing against, what you're going against typically. All I know is in a rec, I rarely see 6'10", 6'11 centers, unless they're in like a bad situation where they get grouped with a bad team. So maybe run that on silver or bronze and put back boss on, because you don't have dream shake. So when you get an offensive rebound, it's going to be a little bit harder to make it if it's contested, and you can't like paint mash them to death and still get it off and still be effective. And then you can turn on Lob City Finisher for the last one. Put on Fearless Finisher. It really doesn't matter. You don't need Lob City because lobs are pretty much automatic if you have thumbs. You can put on Hook Specialist because hooks are still going to be really easy for you. And then for shooting, definitely want Blinders and Deadeye. Make sure you lose all contests possible. Put on Corner Specialist for sure, and make sure you pretty much only shoot from the corner with this build, because that bronze catch and shoot really isn't going to help you out there. Sniper, of course, mandatory. If you're confident in your shot, you can put on Green Machine, and then once you get hot zones, you can put on Hot Zone Hunter. If you're not confident in your shooting, then you can do something where you put on, do you mind? Where you put on Volume Shooter, and Hot Zone Hunter, you can put on Clutch Shooter if you know you're only going to get it in like certain scenarios, something like that. But my preferred setup would probably be something like this. And honestly, depending on who I'm playing with, I might throw on Volume Shooter, because I always end up taking a lot of shots. Just the way that people see me, whatever it is, I always take a lot of shots. So you can max out Floor General here. It's always nice to have that as high as possible. You're gonna have to put Post Playmaker and Dimer on Silver if you want to get all the badges up. And since they don't actually stack, it really doesn't matter that they're only on Silver if the trade-off is getting Floor General on Gold. Because then you're looking at something like this, and like if you're not passing the ball, then it doesn't matter. And if you're playing alone, then you might not pass the ball a lot. So it's more important overall to get the +3 to your team. Then you need Bullet Passer. This is the badge. This is the first badge you get in playmaking. You get your pass accuracy up to 85 as soon as possible, and you put on Gold Bullet Passer. It is the only playmaking badge that you cannot live without. You cannot play the game without Gold Bullet Passer. Glue Hands is nice. It does kind of mess up dexing a little bit. It makes it a little bit harder on you in terms of creating separation off of the catch, because you actually catch the ball instead of drifting a mile. But it's still nice when you're catching the ball under the basket, or you're catching it from somebody with low pass accuracy, whatever. And plus, you actually get it. So whatever, run it. Unpluckable is good. You might get stripped. You might end up in a situation where you have to carry the ball for a second. It's going to be bad if you don't have Unpluckable. Centers get stripped. Special Deliveries, a badge that I always run on at least bronze. It helps with oops. It gives your teammates a boost when you do a flashy pass. I just prefer doing flashy passes, honestly, so I always run it. And then Needle Threader is a worthless badge. If the ball's gonna get stolen, it's gonna get stolen. Needle Threader isn't saving you. It's not doing anything for you. It's a waste of badge points. Throw good passes, don't throw bad passes. Needle Threader is not the difference between you making that pass or not. People are stealing it at a high rate with or without Needle Threader. If somebody with Hall of Fame Interceptor comes up, you having that on Gold and losing out on something else here for that is not worth it. So don't do it. Don't waste your badge. And then you're gonna for sure upgrade Rebound Chaser, Box, Worm. You're gonna get Intimidator and Pogo as high as you can go. So this is the base setup, but obviously you get +4 for college. You could use that in finishing. Really max out, Mouse in the House. You could put on Hook Specialist, right? Fearless Finisher, Lob City, all that fun stuff. But for this build, personally, I think it would be best used in Chase Down and Rim Protector if you only have 4, because you have no interior defense. You're all blocked, so you need to block the ball or get a block style contest. So you need those badges as high as you can get them. Chase Down isn't really necessary at the max because Chase Downs are broken this year, and you're already a pretty fast center build, so you can drop that, put on Interceptor and Pickpocket or Ball Stripper to deal with post scores. You can put on Pick Doctor if you want. I don't really know. But Intimidator and Pogo Stick are necessary for you. You need to be able to spam. You need to be able to get a contest, even if you're not playing good interior defense, because you will get babied inside. Paint Mashing is already broken, so you need to be able to do something against it. But if you do have the +4, Interceptor is great. You can put another one in here. You can put it in finishing. Me personally, since I'm triple 40, if I were to have 7 badges and put it in here, I'd put 4 there, 2 there, 1 there. Make sure that I'm the best possible rebounder and defender I can be. You don't need Silver Interceptor. It's nice to have, but you're 7'2" with almost max wingspan. You're going to steal the ball if you're going to steal the ball. And for the more comp style center build, we're looking at the badges here. We're again gonna run Playmaking Takeovers. You don't have as many options with your takeovers, unfortunately. You're still gonna get rebounding, but it's only rebounding and playmaking for obvious reasons. Your build can't do anything else. So when we look at finishing, it's gonna be a lot of the same stuff in terms of fast twitch and grace under pressure being necessary. Again, my personal philosophy is post riser and rise up as high as you can go. You have 99 standing dunk and all the contacts in the world, so you're gonna benefit a lot from that. Now you have a little more flexibility in terms of badges that you can get here. So you can do something like fearless. You could bronze it up, you know what I'm saying? You could put on fearless hooks, put back boss. You could put on unstrippable and take off hooks. You could raise this another one. Like, there's a lot you can do, but this is the best looking one to me in terms of actually being able to do what you want to do with your center. You could potentially put on limitless takeoff, but you're rarely going to be in situations where you're actually going to get like a driving dunk, so not really necessary. You don't have to worry about shooting with this build, obviously. If you were to use your additional badge points in shooting, you could put it on slippery off ball if you wanted. I mean, you could, but I think it's a waste, but who knows, depending on how you like your badge set up. Similar situation with this. Only difference is you're gonna get gold for Dimer, Floor General, and Post Playmaker. You're just in a situation where you're losing out on Hall of Fame Post Playmaker. Ooh, actually, you know what? Yeah. See, that's a kind of issue here. You could take off this. Take off Break Starter, because Break Starter isn't going to be necessary since your pass accuracy is so high. It does occasionally become a pass that like uncatchable for your teammate, even with a high pass accuracy. Like my 85, 90 pass accuracy centers will overthrow it sometimes, but 9 times out of 10 they're going to get it. You don't need it. And if you want to run double gold, or I'm sorry, triple gold, in terms of like making your teammates better, that's fine. But really, Dimer isn't that necessary. You know, in terms of that, Post Playmaker really isn't that necessary. It's just a nice badge to have. Again, glue hands, special delivery are great. Nice to have them on bronze. Needle Threader's useless. And then for your defensive badges, same philosophy. Max all of those out. And then use your 4 to make sure your rebounding's right. And then for me personally, I would use all 7 of my additional badges here and then get Silver Interceptor. Because in terms of finishing, I'm already at a surplus, right? I'm not gonna get Teardropper. Nobody times their layups inside, so that's useless. Unstrippable would only help me if I was like an actual post scorer. If I'm getting stripped when I'm pump faking to death, then it is what it is, and it really wouldn't be prevented by any type of unstrippable I'm gonna put on. So you kind of just chalk that up to the game. You could put another one and then drop Hook Specialist and make Mouse in the House gold, but in terms of anybody who's hit 43 times or 2 times and are gonna hit it this season, you're probably better off putting all your badge points in the defense and rebounding here. You could also, I don't know, keep it on bronze, put on Hustler and Pick Dodger, or Ball Stripper if you're having a lot of trouble with post scorers. But again, Pogo Stick, Intimidator, all the blocking in the world should probably help you out enough. So that's gonna do it for the video. I'm personally still conflicted on which one I'm actually gonna end up making. Personally, I play solo rec, so in my mind, I'm like, I need the one that can just stretch the floor a little bit because it already can't create its own offense. But at the same time, that 99 block, 99 rebounding looks so tantalizing that I'm not really sure that I can pass it up, but I'm not really sure. Just let me know in the comments which one you decide, and leave a like and subscribe if you want to. I'm not really a build video type of dude, but a lot of the builds that I've been finding in 22 Next Gen are just so insane that it's kind of hard to leave them out. And then if you want any rec highlights, anything like that, just stay tuned to the channel.